What's up, y'all? You're watching Brooklyn Shuffleboard, and we are out here for the finals of the spring 2023 spring season. This is the Banquet, baby. We have the culmination of an 8-week season, a full day of playoffs with 32 teams being whittled down to just these two. And we have on yellow, big money, big prizes, I love it. And on black, Ting Tang, Walla Walla Bing Bang. They are finishing up their warm-up shots right now, and we are going to start this match as we speak. So if you're a fan of the channel, all 200 or whatever of you, you'll normally see matches where there are not a lot of people here. But this is Banquet, baby. This is a league-only party for to celebrate the thing that makes Royal Palm so special, our league members. There are insane drink specials. All beers $5. All drinks come with a free shot. This is the New Orleans themed banquet, and we have Adam from the Gumbo Brothers in Nashville, Tennessee, doing a giant crawfish boil, which is incredibly, incredibly delicious. And there are a lot of really fired up people here, including myself, if we're going to be honest about it. So we're playing 2 8-frame games. If the same team wins both, like what happened in the last episode, the semifinals, then that team wins the match. If they split 1 game to 1 game, then we go to a tiebreaker, which I'll talk about if that happens. And yeah, the last match that we had was me. I was watching Big Money, Big Prizes. They just dominated from start to finish. They played so well. And one of the reasons why is because of hide shots. Katie on Ting Tang just stuck that clear. She tried to clear that St. Pete out. Stuck it right there, and now Adam can place the disc on the right side of the board, kind of where that number 7 is, maybe to the right side of that 8 area, and that black disc up front is going to be completely in the way of Katie trying to clear it out on her following shot. Adam going for the hide, and he sticks the 7-8 line. That is rough. It also kind of was a little bit too left of where it needed to be what I would consider a nasty hide, but that is pretty much what you want, just maybe like 6 inches to the right and not on that line. So now Katie has a hard decision, which is like she clears the yellow out and Adam can just hide again. She clears the black disc out and Adam can bump that into points. She is instead going to score, and she gets the score. Wow. Kind of an aggressive play. You don't see a lot of people do that, but it could work out in her favor, because if Adam clears the black one, it might stay in points. It might ricochet off the yellow and stay in points. If he tries to finesse it, he might miss. I don't know. This could go a lot of different ways here. He shoots it hard and leaves her in points, like I said. That one was like to the right of where he was. The hide opportunity that he was going for was to the left of his aiming point, and that one was a little bit too far to the right. And now Katie has a chance to score 2 on her hammer. Big shot here for her, and she comes up short. Still, 8 points on your hammer. That feels good. And yeah, Ting Tang going up 8-0 after 1. Oh yeah, this is going to be a fun match. If you're a fan of the channel, I say that a lot, you're going to see a lot of Paul Assad on the channel, because he is an incredibly good player here. He's playing the second game for Ting Tang. But he is the finalist in Thanksgiving episode. He is the finalist in our last year spring season. He was the finalist in the winter spring season. He is easily one of the best players in the Royal Palms. And he's also a really smart player. And he takes sort of a coaching mentality with his team, making sure everyone takes the right shot every time. And it works out really well for them. I mean, they seem like they're in every banquet just automatically. But they tend to not win when it really counts at the very end. Oh, Chester with a nasty hide. So that black disc is thoroughly in the way of Roger being able to get to that yellow one. Yeah, Ting Tang, amazing. This is going to be their first championship. Oh, Roger gets it. I did not think that was possible. Really nice shot by Roger. I love how hard he shot it too. Super hard, cutting through the drift, and very accurate. That is a really nice way of clearing it. And Chester, oh, wow. Oh, man, is that in? No? Maybe. Maybe. No? Oh, almost rolled it behind that block. I don't know if that's what he was going for, but. And then Roger with the last shot before Chester's hammer. You know, there's nowhere really to hide, but you can score on the right and maybe that black will be in the way, or you could bump that black into the 10. He's going points on the board on the right. Points on the board on the right. Chester has a wide open line at it. If he can get it, he could kitchen it, and that would really put them in good shape. Looks pretty good. Oh, he rolls it left. Yeah, rolls it left. Gets the 7 on his hammer. I don't think he was trying to roll it left, but he got the roll to the left. And after 2 frames, it is 7 yellow, 8 black. We got ourselves a nice match right now. Super close game. You're good. The camera's up there. The camera's up there. Yeah, you're good. Thank you, though, for checking. All right, a nice St. Pete from Katie. Katie also, her normal team is Tangers only. And Ariana, who is a superstar shuffleboard player on Ting Tang, Walla, Bing Bang, she couldn't play yesterday because of a work obligation, is what I heard. And Katie stepping in and just really playing lights out all day, getting them to the finals of the Banquet. And Katie with another nice St. Pete, maybe a little deeper than she wanted. The deeper you throw those St. Pete's, the less space on the board there is to hide behind them. So for her on the next shot to hide behind that, she would have to hit a 7 all the way in the very corner, where the perfect placement of a St. Pete is kind of halfway between the tip of the 10 and the side of the board, and that allows you to score kind of a corner 8 or a 7 and have it be hidden. Oh, and Adam there looking like he's trying to throw a Tampa. Instead, it's kind of like in between a Tampa and a St. Pete, where they could theoretically both hide behind it. But with that black disc on the left, that's more of a hide opportunity for Katie than it is for Adam. And it's Adam's hammer, so Katie without the hammer, I feel like you got to go for this hide. I mean, you get this hide, and Adam's in a tight spot. That's what she's going for. And, comes up a little short and hits it a little bit too far to the left. And instead clips the block instead of hiding behind it. Not a bad outcome because it lands in a Tampa position for her. But it's something that it's also not bad, too, because Adam might want to clear it out, thinking that if he does anything else, Katie might bump that into points or hide behind it down the right side. But if Adam clears it out, Katie has another chance at hiding cross court. So Adam's kind of in a tight spot. He has to either go on the board, bump his own into points, or clear hers out in a way. Oh, he's going on the board. Kind of a weird outcome there. Not kind of a weird shot. I think he was going on the board, and it kind of like hit all the junk that was up front. Now Katie has a choice. She could block up the board and make him have a hard hammer, or she could go down the alley and try to hide behind that black disc, where if she puts a disc on that number 7, maybe just to the left of it, the 7 on the right side, that would be perfectly hidden. Instead, she looks like she's going to block it up. Yeah, it's either bump your own in, block it up. She's blocking it up, and that's a really nice block. That is 100% perfect. That leaves Adam with a hard hammer shot. Makeable, but hard. Big hammer shot here. I mean, you don't want to waste this hammer. He's going through the 2 and doesn't get it. Going through the 2, trying to bump himself into points, maybe get lucky and get 2 discs, and he does not get it. And suddenly, Katie, with that excellent blocking, was able to steal Adam's hammer. Ting Tang, Walla, Bing Bang, up 1, and they have an extra hammer. They're in pretty good shape right now. Still anyone's game, obviously, but they're in good shape. All right, Roger now sticks a clear on the St. Pete. That is wild. So now Chester with a cross-court hide opportunity. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely what you should go for. Any hide opportunity when you don't have the hammer, unless you're really feeling shaky about the speed on the court, you want to go for it. even going for it and missing. Oh, that is so good. That is so good. That is so, so good. Oh, wow. Really nice shot from Chester. Roger clears the block up front, and now Chester has to put a blocker right, replace the one that Roger just cleared. Ooh, Adam's suggesting go on the board. I don't think that's the right move. I think you put that money in the bank. Yeah, exactly. Put it right there. Block that shit up. That's the move. Block it up. Make Roger sweat. That is a pretty block. That is 100% perfect. The spacing between those two discs, where it's like 4.5, 5 feet. Now that might be more like 6 feet. Really nice. And then do that one more time, and Roger has a hammer that is a high pressure one because Chester already has a hidden disc. Let's see it. A little bit harder than the last one, and that is perfect. Wow. Two really, really nice blocks protecting that scoring disc. See Roger looking for a sip. If that hidden 7 wasn't there would be much less pressure on this shot. But now it's his hammer. If he sticks a line or if he misses, Roger will have let up a score on his own hammer. He shoots it kind of deep. Oh, but it slows down and settles into a 7. Really nice hammer from Roger. He got me a little nervous there with the speed of that one, but it ended up working out really well for him. And Ting Tang has a 1-point lead after 4 frames. 4 frames remaining in this first game of the finals of the Spring 2023 Banquet. Ooh, Roger's coming back here to grab something from his backpack. I'm going to try to get some insider information, see what it is. It's going through the backpack. He's grabbing something. Looks like cash. He's going to try to bribe his opponent. Grabbing something from a bag. Looks like cash. Yeah, he's going to try to bribe his opponent. No, I don't know. It looks like some candy, some energy drink. I don't know. Going to have to ask him after the game. You don't see that very often. Players rummaging through a obscure corner of the club, finding an unlabeled plastic bag and shoving it into his mouth. That's not really a common sight at the Royal Palms. I mean, for some people it is, but not for me. All right, let's focus on the action. Frame 5 of 8, Ting Tang playing black, up 1 point, and Katie with a really nice clear. All right, yellow, dropping a 10. Katie going to clear it again. Not trying to fool around with kitchening or anything like that. Just keep it clear, score the hammer. Doesn't clear it, but that's going to be really hard for Adam to hide behind. He looks like he's trying to go for it, but that's definitely more of a Tampa for Katie than a St. Pete for Adam. He was telling me the other day, though, when we were playing together, he figures these, even if he doesn't hide it, it's on the center line, and it's something that he could split on a later shot. But instead he clips it. Katie could go down the left if she wants to, but I don't know. I feel like that's probably something where Katie's going to clear that yellow out. I got to say, too, this banquet is on fire right now. This is probably the best banquet turnout we've ever had at the Royal Palms. Credit to Adam from the Gumbo Brothers down in Nashville for putting together such an incredible crawfish boil. Nick, the manager, for building up hype with all the new teams. He's been really, really doing a great job of that. New York Shuffleboard Association, shout out for getting new teams engaged in Shuffleboard. Trying to organize some training sessions to get people really good and be able to compete with some of the more experienced players. I mean, Katie, for example, has only been playing for a couple of years. As Adam shoots that 10 deep, and Katie just going to score a hammer on the open board. But this has been a really, really fun, really, really successful banquet. And I'm looking forward to the dance party, baby. Get that Robin track queued up. All right, so Katie's thinking about it, maybe seeming a little nervous because that yellow's in the way. Maybe debating between going for the 10. Here, I don't mess around with the 10 on this one. I just shoot the open 8. We saw in the semis Ian make a really nice clear and replace, but I feel like that's a hard shot. Yeah, it's just kind of a hard shot, and I feel like the open court hammer you score an 8 on the open court hammer, you go up 9, which I feel like that's like just such an easier shot than a clear and replace on the 10. But, you know, everyone plays the game differently. And as I said in the last episode, these people are in the finals, so they're doing something right. I got bounced in group play. So what am I doing here talking about shuffleboard strategy? All right, 3 frames left. Big money, big prizes with the advantage from having 2 hammers left to Ting Tang's 1 hammer left. But big money, big prizes is down 1. So this is definitely a crucial frame. Convert this hammer, and you go up in score with 1 hammer each left. Don't need anything fancy, just need to convert this hammer. Chester with a really nice clear. Roger going to put another St. Pete on the board. It's not time to go on the board and play crazy yet. Oh, that disc curves right. Ooh, baby. This is kind of another 50-50 where both of them can hide behind that. I'm trying to keep it clear and score the hammer, trying to read that 2 hammers to 1 advantage. I don't think you need 2 scoring discs here, but Chester's going for this Tampa hide. Let's see if he gets it. Coming in hot. Overshoots it. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, nerves are high. Don't really need to play aggressive. You miss that shot, and Roger can do a hide of his own right now. I mean, he also could block it up. If you know that Roger's not going to go for the hide, then maybe going down the alley is the right shot. Or maybe Roger is trying to block it again and save that cross-court hide for his last disc. This is suddenly turning into a tricky frame for Chester, though. I mean, all you really want is score the hammer here and take the advantage with equal hammers left. Clears the one on the left out. All right, I like that. I like that. And now Roger, with his final disc, has to decide, do you block the right and make Chester go down the left side where he just missed terribly? Or do you go for the hide opportunity? If you make it, it's a hidden disc. If you miss, then Chester has an open hammer. That's sort of the consideration here. It's like, how aggressive do you want to play? What's he going to do? It looks like he blocks the right pretty nicely, yeah. So Chester can either go down the left side or go down the right side. But either way, like, that whole center of the court is blocked up. And this will be kind of a tough hammer. It's like he wanted that shot when it was a hide earlier, so he shouldn't be scared of it. It's just he missed it so badly before. Let's see if he can adjust and get it. Looks a little bit better than last time. Oh, no, he kitchens himself. Oh, that's so rough. That's so rough. And, like, that goes back to what Paul in the background there, giving some advice to Roger on shot selection, advising to block the right side. Rather than going cross-court hide, I'm always torn on that one. I'm like, let me go cross-court hide a good disc, put the pressure on him. But if you miss it, he has an open hammer. I think there you saw the conservative approach, blocking the right side, make Chester go down the left alley and hopefully mess up. I mean, that conservative approach worked out really well because Chester kitchened himself. Did not expect that. I mean, maybe with him overshooting the first one, maybe you should have expected that. The left side of the court maybe a little bit faster. I don't really know. I mean, that block of Katie's just went really fast. So maybe that left side of the court's a little faster. And suddenly, Adam, 2 frames left. Big money, big prizes on yellow, down 11. So Adam needs to score 2 here, because if he only scores 1 disc, say he scores an 8, they're down 3 with black having the last hammer. So Adam really needs to this is the frame to be aggressive. And if you're talking about kitchen game, you're talking about aggressive strategy, Adam's your man to talk to. He loves reading when the time comes to put the pressure on. And that is a really, really nice deep 7. Hoping that Katie sticks this, and Adam can kitchen it on the next one. Katie will be shooting with pace, trying to clear the black disc out and her own, or clear the yellow disc out and her own disc. And yeah, she unable to clear it totally. And now Adam has the opportunity he was looking for. A much needed kitchen attempt here on that black 7. This is a huge shot, potentially make or break the game shot. Really, really high pressure situation here. This is going to be good. Oh, man. I can't wait to see it. All right, he's lining up. Looks pretty good. Yeah, doesn't get it. Only the one. Wow, so close. Wow, that was so close. I mean, he had it perfect. Like, he didn't hit it straight on. He hit it a little off to the side, so Katie would be tempted to, like, clear it directly. Wow, that's wild. So Katie's thinking about it. She's trying to think about her choices. You can see Paul talking to her a little bit about the thought process here. It's like you want to get yellow out, but you don't want to leave yourself in the kitchen accidentally, and you don't want to give him another kitchen chance. Thanks. Yeah, that's really close to being on the kitchen. I was just double checking whether that's in or not because of how much time. All right, here we go. Yeah, really nice shot. Really nice shot. Keeps the whole board clear. And now Adam just going for the open court hammer, bringing this lead to less than one score, and hope Chester could make some magic. But if Adam misses this, the game's pretty much out of reach, being down 11 in the last frame. Crucial hammer here from Adam. Let's go, baby. Looks pretty good. Oh, no! Oh, man. That is so rough. I hate that 7-8 line so much. That is just so unfortunate. He got, like, that's just randomness, whether it sticks on that 7-8 line. And, oh, man, to go from the game being 4 points to being 11, Chester, instead of just, like, going for a kitchen, now he has to make a miracle happen. Because even if he kitchers Roger, it's not enough. Because they're down 11 instead of 10. All right, Roger with a nice clear in the first one. All right, Chester with another 8. Hoping Roger sticks. Roger sticks. That's how it starts. If he's going to come back, that's how it starts. He kitchens this and keeps an 8 in, and that will be the start of this comeback here. But he has to get this kitchen shot, and he misses it to the right. So Roger now with the 7, he can kind of even maybe throw off if he wants here. All right, sticks it again, and Chester has to kitchen this. If he doesn't kitchen this, the game is over. If he kitchens this, Roger will have a tough final shot. Chester just launching into it and clips it left and can't get the kitchen. So game 1 goes to Ting Tang, Walla Walla Bing Bang. And we are going to take a short break before game 2. Catch you in a few. All right, y'all, we are back for game 2 of the finals of the Spring 2023 Banquet. Game 1 saw Ting Tang, Walla Walla Bing Bang take the lead, winning in dramatic fashion after a Chester self-kitchen on his hammer in the third to last frame. Adam almost kitchening Katie to get back in it, coming up a little short. And now big money, big prizes, I love it, are going to fight for their lives, playing on black. They win this game, and they force a 4-frame overtime. They lose this game, and Ting Tang Walla Walla Bing Bang wins their first ever championship at the Royal Palms. As I said earlier, they've been in this banquet so many times. It almost feels like they've won it. I had to double check, but they have not. And they are hungry and out here and in the driver's seat in the finals. All right, they're doing the warm-up shots here. Black from, so we got Ian at the head, Chris at the foot on black. Both really big sweethearts. They're two of my favorite people here at the Royal Palms. They're just so sweet, so nice. They sub for us a lot when needed. I went to Chris's wedding recently. Shout out Chris and Sydney. Having a lovely, beautiful wedding that actually had a shuffleboard court in an alley. That shows their level of dedication to the game. And then we got Ting Tang, Walla, Bing Bang on yellow. We got Paul Assad, probably the second best shuffleboard player in the building right now. And Rob Leonardi, who is another really close friend, brothers to JP Leonardi. Shout out JP and Robin. Yeah, JP Leonardi, Golden Tang for several years. Really good shuffleboard player as well. Probably watching along at home. I predict in this match, that Paul will put the hurt on Ian because that's what he loves to do. I think Rob, super consistent player, clears and score hammers, but Paul is so close to winning this championship, and I think this is his moment. I think he's ready for it. Puts up a good St. Pete to start, and Ian can't get the clear. And that's really not your first shot of the game if you're black and you stick a clear. Like, that just feels awful. And look at Paul, man. He's seeing the court from Ian's side, picking a singular spot on the court to aim at, where that black disc will be in the way of the yellow disc Paul's about to shoot. He steps to the 4 spot all the way on the outside. Takes his time, delivers the shot, and that is on the back line, almost in the kitchen. Man, I swear to God, I would have put a $20 bet on him making that. I was so confident that he was going to make that, but it's a little fast. You know, there's like a theory that when the AC kicks on, the humidity dies down and the discs go a little faster. I heard someone say that yesterday. It was really humid before. Court 1 was looking sticky. And these discs don't seem as sticky. We'll kind of see how that plays out as the match goes on. All right, so Paul's coming down to look at it. You're allowed to. He's basically seeing how far over the edge it is, and whether Ian, presumably, if I'm predicting what's going through Paul's head, and we have spent a significant amount of time driving to shuffleboard tournaments in Florida and Ohio together, talking about shuffleboard for hours. So I have a little bit of an insight. He's trying to see later if Ian on his hammer can kitchen and score a 7. And that's sort of, you know, helping him decide what to go for. It looks like he went for a Tampa and it curled into a 10 there. Not a bad position to be in. I mean, like, Ian's not going to try to kitchen anything. He's just trying to clear everything. Clears it hard and clears it well. Nice shot by Ian. All right, I'm getting a little closer to the action here. Oh, but I left my beer. I keep doing that. All right, Paul. Another Tampa. This time he gets it perfectly. Yeah, this time he gets it perfectly. But I guess that's not what he was going for, because this is his last disc. I think he was going for that high 10 or a high 8. And Ian coming in hot. Oh, wow. Yeah, this court must have sped up a lot. Paul's hide went really deep onto the 7 kitchen line. Ian, going for an 8, sails it all the way to the back. So there's something going on with the changing disc speed here. Something to watch out for. I mean, I had someone in upstate New York in Troy at Franklin Alley who said he was a fan of the channel and said, you know, you talk a lot about people missing because of the drift or because of this, because of that. Sometimes people just miss. And that's 100% true, but I know these players, and they are really, really good at shuffleboard. And something like that, there's something else going on here. It's not nerves. It's something, a third factor that maybe is influencing it. I mean, I guess it could just be nerves too. I don't know. What do I know? Ooh, and Chris comes up short on the St. Pete. So my theory about these courts being fast kind of proven wrong a little bit, as Chris can't even get it to the lag line. Rob throwing off. That's something I was talking about earlier, I think maybe the last episode, of like when you have the hammer and you don't need to score discs, a lot of players just throw it off, thinking that they don't want to complicate anything. That's sort of my mentality too when the score is close. Yeah, really nice clearing by Rob. You know, if you can clear consistently and score your hammer consistently, that takes you like 90% of the way there. You know what I mean? Shuffleboard gets interesting when people mess up and then hide opportunities happen, or you overshoot and you end up with a score, and then you have a kitchen opportunity. And Ting Tang is just really good at the fundamentals. All right, Rob, open hammer. Oh no! Hits the 7-8 line. I hate that line so much. It's a little bit karma, I guess, from the first match when Adam hit it. Adams was like a little bit more important though, given that they were in the middle of a comeback and it was at the end of the game. All right, we are doing it. Rearranging the setup here. Rearranging the setup, shaking the video feed as I write down the score. Apologies for those at home. Yeah, Paul with a really nice clear. That disc bouncing all the way into the 8-10 line on court 1. I mean, you got to clear hard at the Royal Palms. Clearing that hard in Florida is a felony because you could really injure someone. They put these beads down, there's no friction, those discs go flying. I cracked a disc in half in Florida, shooting my clear at 30%. As Paul with another really hard, really nice clear. I mean, you got to clear hard, but you also got to be accurate. But clearing hard certainly helps. All right, Ian, switching it up from a St. Pete to a Tampa. That's a pretty darn nice Tampa. Paul going to clear again. Sometimes harder to clear Tampas than St. Pete's because you got the Tampa's disc is closer to the center of the court, so the disc you're shooting has to travel a lot further. No problem for Paul though. Clears it well, and then the choice that all shufflers ponder and debate is what to do with this last disc if you don't have the hammer. Do you just block up the court? Do you aim for a high 8? Do you put the disc somewhere where the drift is weird? Ian looks like he's blocking up the center. Tried and true strategy of just making Paul, reducing the number of places Paul can aim to score this hammer. You know what I mean? Like, I like shooting my hammers cross court from the 4 spot, and that disc that Ian just shot would be completely in the way and make me have to shoot my hammer down the left side, as it looks like Paul's thinking about the same thing. Paul sending it and scoring it. Really nice 8 from Paul, bringing Ting Tang in the lead, 8-0 after 3 frames. Still anyone's game with big money, big prizes having the extra hammer here in the 4th frame. 3 hammers for big money, 2 hammers for Ting Tang. But it has to feel good to draw first blood and get on the board after kind of a sloppy first 2 frames where people were missing. I guess it's not fair to call frame 2 sloppy. That just hit a 7-8 line. But definitely feels good to be first one on the scoreboard. All right, Chris kind of sticks it, but not really that big a deal because it's so deep and so far to the right. Rob putting up another block. Like Roger, sorry, I keep calling Rob Roger. Rob can hide behind that black disc all the way in that corner 7, but it's just a low percentage shot that he's better off continuing to block up that right side and hoping a better opportunity presents itself. You know what I mean? If Chris sticks his disc in between those 2, yeah, I mean, like Rob has a better hide opportunity now. He even has a bump opportunity if he wants it. Oh, he's saying bump it. Yeah, Paul's saying bump it. I kind of like hiding it. I don't really know the drift on this court. I always kind of prefer a hide to a bump. But when you have 2 discs there, the bump might be the better option. Rob going for the bump. Oh, nasty bump. Gets the bump, crowd responding, but like Chris can definitely see that. It's not an easy shot, but it's not really blocked up. Chris just has to be laser focused. Oh, Ian's telling him to kitchen that. Oh, wow. Wow, nice shot. Nice shot from Chris. He rolls it. He doesn't get the kitchen, but he rolls it a teeny bit to the right. Rob can still see it, but like it's... Oh, man. So Rob wants to kitchen it. Paul's saying don't kitchen it, but just stick it there. And I agree. If you stick it there, focus more on that a little bit harder. Oh, that's... Ooh! Gets it. A little lucky, but gets it. Yeah, if you stick it there, it kind of makes Chris's hammer impossible. Rob shoots to the right a teeny bit, gets it close enough where it ricochets and clears the disc out. And now Chris with an open board hammer, slides it in for an 8. Let's go, ties it up. You'll love to see it, baby. Tie game, 8-8 after 4. 4 frames left. Chris with ice in his veins. Calm, cool, and collected on a really, really important hammer shot. So we got 4 frames left, 2 hammers apiece for each team, and a tie game at 8-8. Man, this is going to come down to the wire. I can feel it. All right, Paul. Ooh, kind of throwing the same peep that ends up being what I call a 50-50, where like both players can hide behind that. You know what I mean? Paul can hide behind that and get an 8 as long as the drift on the court allows him, as long as the drift's not going to the left. He can score an 8, and Ian can go down the outside and also score an 8. I'm thinking with the hammer here, because the game's tied, just clear it out and score the hammer. You don't necessarily want to get into a shootout with Paul. He's such a strong player. Ian going for it, though, and it's coming up short. I mean, speed pretty good if it was like, let's call it 3 inches to our left. Definitely a bumpable next disc. If Paul goes for the hide and misses, Ian can bump that into points. I don't know. I'm kind of surprised. I would think Paul would go across court and score that 8. But instead, it looks like he's trying to block up the alley. Yeah, he's blocking up that bump that I talked about. And doesn't, I don't know. Kind of blocks it up. If Ian really wants to play aggressive, he could go for it. But, like, I don't know. If you go for that bump and come up short again, Paul's going to hide. And, oh, man, it looks like he's lining up from the outside. I think he's going to go for it. Go big or go home. Let's get this, man. Let's go. Let's go. You got this, boy. You got this. No, shoots it hard and clears. Misread. The preparation made me think he was going for that bump. I got a little too excited there. Instead, he clears it hard. Smart shot. Paul doubling up on that block. Probably going to make it a little bit better even, which he does perfectly. Definitely takes that bump opportunity away. Yeah, I would imagine Ian's going to do the same thing and just clear that yellow out again. Try to keep the window for scoring as open as possible. I mean, if he clears the other yellow, I mean, Paul can't really hide too easily, but kind of a hard call here. He's not in that tight a spot. Ooh, oh, I love that. Rolls it and takes away Paul's hiding lane that he was probably thinking about going for on his last disc. Paul may be saving that cross court for the final shot of his, and now he does not have it. And then he has to decide, do you want to block the left side and make Ian go down the right side alley? Ian has potential to bump that black disc into a 7 and score an 8. Like, it's a really hard shot, but that 15-point shot is there. So Paul might want to block that up. If he blocks that up, though, he leaves Ian with a wide open hammer down the left side. So both things kind of going through his head right now. All right, he's lining up. Looks like he's lining up for the block on the left. Yeah, blocking the left. Does a really nice job. I mean, he leaves, I don't know. He leaves that window in between that yellow and black disc where Ian could thread the needle. He could also go down the alley, a shot he already took. Didn't get, but already took, and perhaps feels comfortable with it. And potentially gets that 15-point shot. I mean, I don't know if that 15-point shot's worth going for, because I don't think it's a high percentage shot, and I think there's a pretty decent chance that you miss and don't score any. And really, you want to take the shot here that you have the highest chance of scoring. So whether it's going between those two discs down the left, like I was talking about, or going down the outside, whichever is a higher chance in your mind. Looks like he's going down the alley. Just took this line a couple discs before. Looks a little bit hot. And gets it. Gets it! Nice shot, Ian. Let's go. Gives a little Ian shrug, like, I'll take it. Maybe not what I wanted. But he gets that 8. And that score being an 8 instead of a 7, that might be important coming down the line. Some matches come down to whether it's a 7 or an 8. All right, so we got frame 6 of 8. Big money, big prizes, up 8. Ting Tang, Walla, Bing Bang with 2 hammers left. A big money's 1. And Chris with a really, really nice St. Pete. Oh, wow. Rob sticks it. And that could be huge. Chris is looking at it from Rob's side. So the way he does it is he stands in the center of Rob's area. He looks through that yellow disc, a straight line, and see where on the court that line intersects with. And then he is going to put his disc on that line. Make it as hard as possible for Rob to clear it out. That's looking a little fast. No, it's not. That's looking perfect, baby. That is looking perfect. Chris is feeling good about that. Gives a little fist pump. That is what we say in the biz, a nasty hide. All right, Rob going down the outside. He might have a small line on it, but if he misses, he wants to miss to the right and clear that yellow out. And he misses to the left. That's absolutely not what you want. Yeah, that's a hard one. You really want to miss to the right. So the question is, do you block down the left side? Ian's saying yes. I think if Rob thought he had a shot on it the last time, you might as well put money in the bank and block it up. Ooh, that's nice. I like it. I mean, the other thing, he could have hit another one too, but he could be thinking, you know, block up the outside and maybe hide on the next one. Oh, man. All right, this is a big choice here. I mean, you block the right side, you block the alley down the left, or you make a sweet hide again. And if I'm him, I'm going for a sweet hide down the left side. Instead, he's blocking the alley, leaving the right side open, hoping that Rob sticks the line or that the pressure gets to him and Chris could steal the hammer. Rob with a shot. Looks pretty good. A little bit hard. And that's 2. Yes, let's go. 2 sevens. Really overshoots it. Perhaps the nerves getting to him. Perhaps something. I'm doing math here. Sorry. Perhaps the court's getting faster. I'm not really sure. But either way, a really important hammer. You know, Chris, excellent job with the hide and excellent job with layering on those blocks to protect that hidden disc. That's really Shuffleboard 101 right there, and he executed it flawlessly. Rob with an important hammer, but Chris stole it, and now each team with 1 hammer left, and big money, big prizes up by 8. So we got 2 frames left, and it's an 8-point game. Black is up 8. It'll be interesting to see whether Paul tries to keep it clear and score the hammer, even it up, going into the last frame, or if Paul wants to make a big splash here and do Paul things. I mean, you've seen the way he plays in our singles league episodes. He loves trying to get extra scores. Oh, and this is interesting. See, that's not a good St. Pete. So if Paul was trying to play aggressive, like, this is the incentive to do so. You can put a St. Pete of your own up without really any risk of Ian being able to get in that corner 7. I mean, maybe he can, but it won't be too super hit him. Or he's going on the board. Yeah, he's playing the kitchen game. Nice shot. Yeah, it doesn't matter that it's on the line. He just wants Ian to stick it so that he could kitchen it. Ian looks like he's thinking about it. Like, that means he might try to go for the kitchen. If I'm him, you got to trust in your teammate. Just clear everything. Even if Paul scores an 8, then it's Chris's hammer in the last frame. And, like, it's Big Money's match to win. If Paul scores a 7, then Chris doesn't even have to score his hammer. He just clears everything. Looks like Ian's trying to block it up, block up the split. I don't know about that. I mean, he blocks it really nicely, so. But just anything on the board is like kind of an advantage for Paul, given that he needs 2 scores to claw back in this game. Like, he probably, like, that was a really nice execution from Ian, but Paul's thinking he's gonna like score an 8 on the right or bump that yellow disc into a 7, do something crazy. Oh, he's going for the kitchen. Misses the kitchen, but opens himself up to a cross-court hide. That was a beautiful shot by Paul. He missed the kitchen. I don't even know if he was going for the kitchen. But he has essentially a St. Pete now. And if Ian can't clear it or doesn't block well, Paul can hide behind that and score 2 discs. And if Ian tries to block at the tip of the 10 and stop Paul from splitting, Paul might have a tamp opportunity down the left. So this is potentially going really well. Oh, Ian executes really nicely, though. Yeah, I mean, that would have been a problem if that was like 12 inches shorter or 2 inches to our right. But instead, Ian executes that block perfectly. Paul's looking down, seeing if he could maybe clip the yellow. Maybe he can hide a 10. I don't know. I think he's thinking if he can clip that yellow. If I'm Paul, though, my move here, I'm calling it. You drop that 10, and that black disc is in the way. You can maybe get that cross-court 8. It's really narrow. I say you drop that 10. Let's go. Huge shot. Going cross-court 8 or cross-court 7 does not get it. I think maybe he was thinking he would shoot harder, clip the left edge of that disc, and maybe roll his left and score to the right. That seems like a fine shot. I kind of like the 10. Really put the pressure on Ian. I think the 10 maybe a higher percentage shot too, but I don't know. Paul sort of set himself up really well in this frame. It's just Ian is making these like perfect blocking shots. And Ian with another nice block. Ian completely blocks Paul's opportunity for a split. Paul has to go down the left side. Not really that hard of a hammer because he can see it, but the area in the 8 has been reduced significantly. And with them down 8, even if Paul makes this hammer and scores a 7, like this is one where the difference between an 8 and a 7 really matters. An 8 ties up the game going to the last frame. A 7 leaves them down 1 going in the last frame with Chris's hammer. This is a huge shot. Man. No, she clipped it. Clipped the block. Oh, that's so rough. Misses it. Misses it to our right. Clips up the block. And suddenly Ting Tang is in a really precarious situation, being down 8 without the hammer in the last frame of the game. I mean, the pressure's a little off because it would force overtime, but still. And Rob knows what to do. He's going on the board, hoping Chris sticks and that Rob can kitchen him. Game's not over yet. And Chris sticks, exactly what Rob wants. This is a huge, huge shot. Rob wanted to go for the kitchen before, and Paul called him off, and now he gets his wish in a huge, huge shot. All right, he lines it up. Looks pretty good. A little soft, maybe? He gets it, baby! And the crowd responding. Monster shot by Rob. And now Chris has to Chris needs to take a second, process what happened, and just calm, cool, collectedly clear that out. And he whiffs it to the right. Oh, no. Oh, no. Didn't take enough time, I don't think. His form looked a little awkward on the clear. Definitely got shook, but, you know, they're up 8. With that, they're only down 2 with that kitchen, and it's Chris's hammer. So it's still not over yet. If you're Chris, clear that yellow out, potentially try to combo it into the kitchen. Try to combo that yellow into the kitchen. Oh, he's going down the alley. I kind of like this too, actually, if he sees it. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh! Just misses to the right. That one looked a little bit better than the last one. I really don't like that, actually, because now Rob has a hide opportunity. Oh, man. So you get your 2 choices. Block up the right side, and Chris has a hammer down the left side, where if he scores it, they win. Or you can hide the 8, like Paul's saying, and you make it perfectly, and the game's pretty much over. Like, Chris just has to blast discs and cross his fingers. I am loving it. Big shot from Rob. Opportunity to put the game away. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Oh, not pretty good. So instead, it's a little bit too far to the left. It's not bad. If Chris clears the kitchen, it's a tie game. If he clear and replaces that 8, then they win the game. If he knocks the yellow into the kitchen and clears the kitchen, they win. So he has 2 choices. Clear and replace that 8 and win. I would try to clear and replace that 8, because if you miss to the left, you're going to knock that yellow hopefully into the kitchen. I think the best shot is clear and I could see the line, man. Clear and replace that 8 on the left. If you miss it, oh, this is rough. Or clear the kitchen out and force the tie. All right, looks like he's clearing the kitchen out and forcing the tie. He missed this last time. Attempt number 2 at this shot. Huge shot to force overtime. Miss it, and Ting Tang are the new champions. Gets it. All right, frame 9 of 8. We got 2 more frames. Paul puts up a really nice St. Pete. Chris saving the day there with that kitchen clear. Second try. Can't get it done on the first try. Gets it done on the second try. This has been an incredible, incredible finish. All right, Ian sticks it. And Paul, the last time he tried to get this, he overshot it and ended up on the 7-8 line, but that was frame 1. He has had 4 frames to get a feel for the court, and I would be shocked if he does not hide this disc perfectly. Oh, man. Gets the 8 a little bit further to the left than he wanted because Ian can go down the middle and see it. But not bad. It kind of puts the pressure on Ian a little bit. And Ian is forced to clear it out. Ian with a really nice shot. Clears it out. I mean, clutch shot. Paul, though, with another chance to do what he just did, but even better. You got to think that Paul wants this maybe another 6 inches deeper and another 3 inches to the right. Or even maybe hide that 7. No, I think he wants the corner 8. He wants the quarter 8. There's only 2 frames. He wants this 8 instead of a 7. Lines it up. Oh, he clips the block. Oh, clips the block and ends up on the line. So now Ian is like, did Ian try this before earlier in the game where he tried to go for the 10 and missed it? Or am I thinking of someone else? No, Ian made it in the semifinals. Ian made this exact shot in the semifinals where rather than hit the open court, he went and got that 10. I say 2 frames, you know, these extra points might come in handy. If you're going to go for it, now might be the time. Think about it, you get this 10, and your opponent can't just keep it clear and score an 8. Let's go. And he gets it. Wow. Gets the 10. What a shot. Just a 10. I had to back up so I can't really see that kitchen anymore. But it gets the 10 and exactly what I'm saying. It's suddenly a different game. If he got an 8, it would be the scenario where Ting Tang can just keep it clear and score an 8 and tie. But now they're down 10. Now Rob has to decide, is he going to want to try to play the kitchen game? Or is he going to keep it clear and just try to score 10 to tie? I think if you're Rob, you're like, you got to play the kitchen game or throw up a Tampa and hope you got a hide opportunity. You need to score 2 discs. Yeah, everyone advising Chris to throw it off. I think that's the right shot. You don't want to put a disc on and have Rob kitchen it. Yeah, man, I like that strategy. So Rob goes on the board, and now Chris just has to keep the whole board clear. Keep the whole board clear, and you force the overtime. Oh, wow. All right, he can't keep it clear. But Rob can't hide anything, but he could kitchen it. Oh, that's interesting. Paul's saying go on the left instead of trying to kitchen that black one. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like Paul's maybe concerned that if he tries to kitchen that black one and he misses, it gives Chris a hide opportunity, but I don't think Chris has taken any hide opportunities that he gets. But advising Rob to go on the board, and Rob goes on the board. I mean, he could be thinking, leave that black disc on, and hopefully you can kitchen something behind that black disc so Chris can't clear it. I don't really know. But Chris has to blast that yellow disc out. Huge shot from Chris. He's taking his time a little bit. Really trying to make sure he gets this right. Huge shot. Shoots it hard and clears it nicely. Wow. Paul's telling Rob to do the same thing again. Same thing again. Maybe Chris sticks it, and maybe you get the kitchen score on your hammer. That looks really nice. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. No, that's what you want. Even on the line there, you don't want to score necessarily. You want Chris to leave it in a place where you can kitchen and score. And that's good. If Chris sticks that head on. Oh, he blocks it up. Oh, I dislike that shot selection. Blocking not the right shot. I mean, the block might be good enough, but oh man, I'm trying to. This is the last shot here. I mean, it goes to overtime if he doesn't get it, but still, huge shot. I don't like that block because if you have to execute it perfectly, I mean, I think Rob might have the angle to split the two. All right, Rob's going to try to split the two. I mean, you either split the two or you try to drop that cherry, get that 10, and force the 2 extra frames. Whichever is a higher percentage shot. I mean, the split is a winning shot. The drop the cherry is a tying shot. But the drop the cherry is probably a teeny bit easier than the split. But the split's gettable. And he shoots it a little hard. Oh, doesn't get it. Only gets the 1. So Ting Tang forces overtime in what is a marathon match. Wow. Man, this shuffleboard match is interrupting the dance party right now. You gotta love a 4-frame tiebreaker, though. All right, this is 4-frame overtime / tiebreaker. Each player plays 1 frame. Everyone plays on the color they started out with. So Big Money is going to play the first 2 frames on yellow and then switch color and play frames 3 and 4 on black. And yeah, this 4-frame tiebreaker will decide the spring 2023 champions. Big Money, big prizes going for their 2nd championship. They won 2 seasons ago, and they're back right here. Ting Tang going for their 1st championship. They are feeling hungry. They had the game in the palm of their hand, and they let it slip away a little bit, but they're still here. And Roger going back to the mystery bag. Unlabeled plastic bag. I think they're pecans. Are they pecans? Almonds? I think they might be pecans. He told me what it is, but I didn't hear what he said because he was talking with his mouth full. Oh, but now he's opening sack number 2. This is really interesting. The viewers want to know. Drop a comment in the comments section if you want to guess what Roger is eating out of an unlabeled plastic bag during the shuffleboard match. Best comment wins a $5 wins a free beer at the Royal Palm Shuffleboard Club. I'll buy you a beer if you make me laugh the most. All right, Adam throws a St. Pete really far off the board. I don't know what that's about. Maybe trying to dupe her into going on the board or throwing up a Tampa, making things complicated. A little hard to tell. And Adam dropping that 10. Not sure if that's who he's going for. Maybe just throwing something in the center, hoping that she can't clear it out and he has a hide opportunity. I mean, she might try to kitchen it. You never know. No, she's shooting hard. Yeah, see, like, shuffleboard strategy also comes down to knowing your opponent. If your opponent is trying to kitchen everything, you definitely don't want to do that. You're just, like, giving them a kitchen opportunity. Katie doesn't seem like she's interested in the kitchen game right now. She's interested in the clear of the board, score the hammer game. And rightfully so. It's the first frame of overtime. Nerves are high. You know, scoring an 8 makes a big impact and really shifts the pressure onto your opponent. So I'm on board with the clear instead of the kitchen game from Katie's perspective. Oh, and that's what Adam wanted there. All right, he wanted a chance to Kitchener, and that's what he got. I mean, he could also go for a 10 here, and maybe when she clears it out, his will stay in. I don't know. I think he's going for the kitchen. Going for the kitchen and not going for the kitchen. I was wrong. Blocks up the right side. I'm surprised. This is like deviating from what my understanding of Adam's playstyle is. I was pretty certain he was going to go for the kitchen. I wonder. I mean, the other thing that happens in overtime is like the team that makes the mistake is that it often comes down to mistakes. So maybe he's thinking, don't be the one that makes the mistake. There wasn't really much to gain by trying to Kitchener. I don't know. He went on the board. It seemed like he was trying to kitchen something. And Katie with the wide open hammer coming in hot. Coming in hot. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, that hurts. That hurts so badly. Oh, subbing for Ting Tang also, and she kitchens herself. Oh, that hurts so badly. I feel for her. And Paul saying go on the board. He's saying now is the time to come back. The time to come back is not frames 3 and 4, it's frames 2. That is so rough. And Chester, knowing how to hold this lead, he clears that out. And Roger shooting to the right. I kind of like changing the position of that kitchen bait a little bit. That's smart. You got to move it all around the board. Hopefully he sticks something, which he kind of does. Not really. I don't know. I'm kitchening that. You're down. You kitchen that, it's blocked up. Go for it. Now he's going on the board, more kitchen bait. Ooh, almost tucks the disc there a little bit. That's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. I don't know. I guess he could have like hidden behind that. I kind of like the kitchen opportunity there, but it's what it is. Chester going to blast it, trying to hit the yellow into the black, and he misses. And Roger's strategy is paying off right now. Putting the disc next to it, banking on Chester making a mistake, and now Roger has an opportunity to bump that. Yeah, I mean, he could bump it straight on. He could bump that black disc to the left a little bit and leave himself in the 8, a little bit to the right, so that Chester has a hard time clearing both out with his next shot. Whatever he does, he just wants to make sure that he gets 2 scores here. Tries to steal that hammer. I think he tries to bump that black disc left a little bit. Almost a snuggle. Huge shot from Roger. Down 10. Looks pretty good. Let's go. Oh, he snuggles it. All right, he doesn't get the split, but he gets the snuggle. And Chester has to hit that hard, score the 8, and make sure that that front black disc doesn't stay in. Oh, and he misses it. All right. Well, doesn't score the hammer. Misses an opportunity to put this game a little bit out of reach, take an 18-point lead, but definitely holds that 10-point advantage that they have. And now the teams switch color, where Ting Tang is on yellow. We got Paul and Rob in frames 3 and 4, and we got Ian and Chris in frames 3 and 4 on black. Final 2 frames. Black is up by 10 points. This should be a thrilling final to what has been a fun playoffs. Also, I'm excited to see if there's more crawfish over there. This match has gone on way too long. It's crawfish time. It was crawfish time 10 minutes ago, but I'm happy to keep doing this. Doing it for the love. All right, Paul, hitting that 7-8 line with his kitchen bait. You know, last time Paul did that, Ian blocked the split instead of clearing it. And it worked out well for him because he executed it perfectly. It'll be interesting to see if he goes for that again and if he can execute it as perfectly as last time. Paul's disc is a little bit further to the right of the last one, if I remember correctly. All right, let's see. Yeah, Ian going for another block. And I don't know. I mean, it's a little bit higher and it's a little bit to the left. So Paul can maybe split it. Even if Paul wants to score on the left side, that black might be a little bit in the way if Paul's disc is close enough to the center line. But Paul's thinking split right here. Definitely a makeable shot. Looks pretty good. Oh, he clips the block. Oh, that's so rough. Yeah, these courts 1 and 2 are so hard to predict the drift. All right, so Ian with another block. And that one also looks a little bit too far to the left. I mean, Paul had the line the last time. He has the line this time. It's a really hard shot. But it's makeable. And given that he just went for this, he could think about what went wrong last time and adjust. So I'd be shocked if Paul doesn't get this. Trying to bump that yellow into a 7, maybe keep the 8 in. Huge shot to claw back in this game. And he shoots it too far to the left again. Unless he was trying to kitchen it. That was odd. I don't know what that was about. I don't know. I thought he was trying to split it, but then it looked like he was trying to kitchen that center one instead. Yeah, maybe. I mean, just the way he was probably trying to kitchen it. But if you just went for it, why not go for the same shot again? And then suddenly Ian has so many options here to put the game out of reach. He could hide an 8. He could also knock Paul's out. And if he knocks Paul's out and stays in the 8 and just move his disc a teeny bit to the left, he's in good shape. If he knocks Paul's disc out and rolls his disc all the way to the left, it'll be really hidden. So, I mean, he looks like he's blocking it up, in which case Paul has a bump opportunity to score 2 discs. I don't know. I guess Ian maybe is scared of getting kitchened. But if I'm him, I'm trying to clear that yellow out and keep mine in the 8 and put this game away. Instead, he undershoots it. And now Paul, with an opportunity to get back in this game, he has to bump that yellow disc up front into the yellow disc on the 7-8 line. Man, everyone back here is like predicting what he's going for because it's definitely not a clear-cut shot. I mean, he could maybe just go all the way down the right side and score 2, shoot around that yellow disc, but I think the bump is probably the one. I mean, if Paul's asking Rob what he thinks, Roger's saying bump emphatically. I mean, but yeah, you're going to bump it, but are you going to bump it and split it? Like I guess you could bump it into the 8 or you could bump it with the intention of splitting that 8-7 disc. This is a huge shot here. This would put him up going into the last frame if he could get this split. Oh, man, big shot from Paul. Looks pretty good. No, misses the line and doesn't score anything on his hammer with a 10-point deficit. Oh, that's so rough. Last frame of overtime. Big money, big prizes. I love it. On the cusp of winning their second championship. It is their match to lose right now. Oh man, they are so close they can taste it. This is when you get nervous. As Rob going on the board, hoping he has something to kitchen. And Chris blasting it, trying to keep the board clear. And he gets the first one perfectly. That's 1. Chris has the hammer, up 10. All he has to do is just clear everything. All right, Rob going on the board again in the same spot, which I don't love. I like kind of moving it around, hoping my opponent... That's in, okay. So let's see, Chris has to... Oh, Ian's looking. Ian's confirming it. If both players disagree, then you get a third call. That's kind of how it works. Usually Jonathan does it. And Chris knocks it into points. Oh, man, you got to love some drama. I mean, even with that 8, they're still up 2, so it's not that big a deal. If you're Rob, you got to go on the board on the left and try to play that kitchen game still. That 8 is not enough. You're down 10. And he gets it. That's 2. I mean, Chris should not be nervous. It's his hammer right now. All he has to do is clear 1, maybe clear both. Definitely just think clear 1. Almost gets both. I like what he's thinking there. Maybe I would have shot me a little harder, but I like what he's thinking. So that's 1. Rob with the final disc. If he doesn't score, the match is over. So he needs to score. The question is where to score. I mean, anywhere you score, you need Chris to whiff or roll himself in the kitchen. Because yellow's down 10. So I'm thinking you throw a mid to deep 7, hope that Chris aims for that one instead of the 8 and rolls himself into the kitchen. That's really the only path to victory here. I mean, you're likely not winning, so you need to throw it. Like, it's not just enough for 1 disc to stay in. You need both yellow discs to stay in after Chris's final hammer shot. And you need to score, and he scores. So Chris, clear 1. Don't need to score anything, just clear 1. And big money, big prizes, wins their second championship. Final shot of the game, final hammer. Just clear 1 to win. And Chris clears 1 to win, baby. Big money, big prizes. I love it. Wins the championship, and they are hyped.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new champion. It's big money, big prizes. We're going to be doing those trophies in a second. But first, we got some other awards.
All right, I'm going to sign off real quick. Thank you so much for watching Brooklyn Shuffleboard. Ooh, there's more crawfish coming. And another performance. All right, I hope you found this match entertaining and educational from a shuffleboard strategy perspective. Jonathan's yelling on the mic, so I'm going to sign off. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.